Hello everybody, John here. Today, doing something a little bit different. So, yesterday, August 1st, a whole bunch of new Lego stuff launched. Just that Lego, and as you can tell by, my background and everything, from stuff I've shown a little bit of videos here and there, maybe like at the apartment and things. I'm a big Lego guy. I was a lot more Lego kind of like crazy when I was like, a lot younger, and then like you take that break, and then like I just got back into it again, and they just, they're really hitting out of the park with all the new stuff coming out. And seeing that this was coming out, I definitely like, well, first I 100% had to get it, like at least try to make it like the first day. I went to like 7 different stores, like Targets. I tried like some Best Buys, some Walmarts, but I really couldn't find this. Or any of the other new stuff, honestly. Like, it all like sold out instantly. I went to the Lego store that was the closest to me. They sold out as well. But I was able to get this because I went to the Target that was by me, and they were like, oh, we have like 7 left, like from their app or whatever. So I was like, oh, let me go see. And there was nothing there. So I tried to find somebody to ask if they had like them in the back or something, but I couldn't find anybody. Like the one time you can't find people, like at stores and stuff. I know Best Buy's crazy about that, where you just glance over at somebody across the way and they just sprint towards you. But I went onto the app immediately, and it said you could pick it up tomorrow, which is now today, being August 2nd. So I was able to grab this, the BOBA FETT'S STARSHip, and I wanted to do a review of it because I love Lego. I love Boba. If you can't tell by my sweatshirt that I got from the Boba Fett fan club, oh, excuse me, and my helmet that I have, and I just ordered another helmet. I got a fig pin today of Boba Fett. Super excited for Book of Boba, but I wanted to change up things a little bit and do this Lego review. So I've never done anything like this before, clearly. Oh, well, no, I kind of did it with the Red Hood cosplay thing, like kind of just showing off stuff, but I want to do this Lego review, and I want to go into, as much detail as I probably can, but I want to say that, these are all, before we get into anything, these are like my thoughts, my opinions and everything. I don't speak for the company, like I'm not sponsored, this is nothing, I'm just a huge fan, and I really just wanted to talk about this and display my love for not just Boba, but like Lego and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to do this. This is my little setup for my reviews. I have this little table. I'm on a stool right now in the middle of my room, and I have my phone in a tripod, on a tripod, like strapped around it to try to hold it steady. So we're going to see how this works, and maybe we're going to do some other reviews down the line, just whatever is interesting. I definitely want to do like Lego review stuff because I think that'd be fun, and then maybe just other reviews as well. If we have this setup, like maybe I'll do some of my helmets or any other Lego stuff or something like that. But let's get into this. Okay, so this launched yesterday, August 1st. This is set number 75312 for ages 9 and up. It's 593 pieces, and it is labeled Boba Fett's Starship. I do want to quickly run over the name real quick, because I remember a lot of people when I saw this first leaked, and then I'll put my little button down there. When I saw this was first leaked, and then when it was officially came out, and it was Boba Fett's Starship, there was a lot of criticism and like bashing of Lego and Disney and everybody. And originally at first I was a little upset because I have like several of the Slave Ones. Like that's what the ship is called, the Slave One. It's like that you can't say it anymore. It's just the fact that, this is a set that is 9 and up. Yes, I am 24 years old, but it doesn't mean I can't love Lego and Boba Fett. But Lego's like a brand for children, or like mainly children. They do have like 18 and plus, like kind of stuff. Like I have the Jurassic Park gate up there. The Vader Castle, I think, is for a little older ages too, but I don't think it's 18 plus. I have other things here and there, like most of the idea sets to my left. My left, yeah, it's like, from your perspective, it'd be the right. But this is like, kids product, Star Wars, mainly the kids are going to go for, unless it's like the big UCS sets, like the gunship that just came out recently, and I cannot wait to get that, which I'll probably do a review for. And originally I was like, it wasn't like, oh, they're trying to take away the name because, it has the word slave in it, but that's kind of half true, and I'll say that the reasoning I can deduce from it is just, it's marketing. this is a kid's product, and most kids don't know that this ship is called the Slave One. It's not like mentioned at all in the book of in Mandalorian season 2, which is probably when children nowadays loving Star Wars or getting into Star Wars are gonna find Boba Fett. Not just from Empire Strikes Back, the holiday special, and like Return of the Jedi, and Episode 2, Clone Wars. I think Slave One is only mentioned like a few times, but people don't know what the ship is called, but they know who Boba Fett is, so that's why it's Boba Fett's Starship. Recently, there's some other ships, like there's the Bad Batch shuttle, like that one also came out yesterday. Can't wait to get that one. I have like a whole list of things that I definitely like need to get, and so that's the Bad Batch shuttle. I think it's like a few episodes in, like maybe 6 or 7, like around there. They say it's called like the Marauder, but like they don't want to spoil anything. Like Lego has done their fair share of spoiling here and there, but they're would probably best to avoid that. And then as with with Disney Star Wars as well, they want to avoid spoilers. The name's a little small kind of thing, but I think this is it's fine. It doesn't change anything, but name works. I mean, I'm not upset anymore. I was like, what? Like my problem with it is like, you've called it the Slave One in the past. Like those products still exist. Like the last one that came out was the anniversary one, which I have, and I'm gonna bring in for a second, judging by the features that this has, and plus to just compare it to the last version of the Slave One. But I mean, like my thing was just like, you've called it that already. Why are you not calling it now? But I know that it's marketing, and then also if people were to look up Slave One. Several not safe for work suggestions might come up, and you don't want your kids looking that up. So, name change, I think it's completely fine. It's not for any reason that people really believe, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, so looking at the box, I'm trying to figure out like how to really do this, because as we know from the Red Hood one, I was pretty bad. So looking at the box, pretty good. I did this in that pick up like tomorrow thing on Target, because that's where I got it from, was Target. And there's a little crease here, which is a little unfortunate, because I was thinking about saving this box, and I still might. Like, I don't really save the boxes, but I mean, like, this is a special occasion for me, just because I love the new version of Boba. Like, I really think his look is really good, not just as the figure, but like as the character. I think I'm really loving the black and everything. I think it's super cool. So box a little banged up, but I just I paid online or whatever, and I just went in. I'm like, it said like, oh, be ready by 11 a.m. tomorrow, and I think I did it at like 8 o'clock at night, or like 9:30 at night, and then it was there ready. So I just went in, scanned the thing, and then they went and got it for me. So pretty cool. Yeah, so it comes with 2 minifigures, it seems. It's gonna be Boba and then Din Djarin the Mandalorian. It comes with his little spear too, so that's cool. I was like, Boba has like a whole new look to him. He's got his printed arms, and so does Din. This is not a secure table, by the way. Like Din also has like his printed arms, just like in the Trouble on Tatooine set, which was the only other Mandalorian set that came out with his printed arms. But now I think he comes in this, and then the Gideon ship, that one's also him. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure those are the other ones that he comes in. And then Boba with his printed armor is the only set you get him in with his new armor. I know a lot of folks were upset by the difference between the chest plate color and the helmet. I feel like it's not too bad. I am a little bit biased though, because I just love Boba. I was like, it's got the same design here. Where like the colors are matching there, but obviously on here the helmet's a bit lighter, and I'll get close-ups as we do this. But I feel like if they did a color that's like a mix, because like the jetpack's also the same color as the helmet, it's like the same plastic. I feel like if they did mix between like that green and then like the green on the chest plate, like not make the chest plate green, the helmet green, but if they just mix them together, I feel like that would have been a bit easier. But I mean, obviously you want to save money on like the plastic and stuff. That's why it's just the same plastic that the other Bobas have had, but you just printed it different. But yeah, so here's the back of it. So we got them loading some people in carbonite into the Slave One, as they do, as Boba usually does, is just putting Captain Solo in the cargo hold. But now they're gonna put, I think it's like a Gamorrean guard, so I'm not sure where that comes in. Like, that's what I think another big criticism is people talk about accuracy in Lego sets. I mean, they're not the most accurate thing, because I mean, like pretty clear from this right here, no, Boba Fett and Din Djarin did not load a Gamorrean guard into the Slave One after they carbon froze it, and they did not have this little speeder thing that I think props it up. I think he drives it like I don't know. It's kind of like an interesting kind of like storage thing, so you can like prop up the Slave One, which I think is cool. But I mean, like looking at like any other set like I have around my room or anything like that, I was like, there's the gyrosphere set from Jurassic World. No Claire Deering, like Owen Grady and like the kids and like random park worker guy were not there when the Ankylosaurus and Indominus were at the thing. Like, no, that's not what happened. Whatever. Let's get into this. So this one is one of the boxes that has like the little finger push. So we're gonna dump this out. I might do a time lapse of me like building it, but I don't think I'll show like, if maybe I'll live stream stuff down the line of me building bigger things. But here we go. Got the box right here. Put this off to the side. Okay. So we got our bags here. We have 1, 2, 4. Okay, so we have 4 bags. I'll try to organize them. 3, 2, 1. Got our instruction book. Pretty thick looking. And we have some stickers here. So we have 8 stickers. A few are going to be for like the Slave One, like the red part like on the back. We have some of the coloring of the front of the ship. Little gray bits here. I can't really see where those are on the thing here. And then we have the little Gamorrean guard guy. So he's a little sticker. Okay, so looking at the instructions, we get a brick separator. So bag 1's going to be the base of the ship and Boba. Then we get a little bit more Technic pieces in there, kind of building it up. And then we get to the little, like the long part of the ship, like if it's laying down, it's like the long kind of thing. And then the fourth bag is gonna be the rest of it. So we're gonna get Din with the spear, the guard with the carbonite, the wings are gonna go on the ship, and then our little ski thing. So we're gonna start building this then, and let's get to it. Okay, so I wanted to try to do a little close-up of these, of the legs and the pieces and stuff. So we see he's got little printed legs here. He's got his little shin guards and also that little black cloak he wears, like over his legs, that's also printed on there, and then the little bottom of his belt right there. So that's pretty neat. All right, I was like, let's put the little torso on. Click him in there. Okay, make sure it's still focused. All right, so we got his chest plate. Chest plate's got a lot of good detail in it, still colored in. We got the rest of his belt up top. And then we have his little printed arms. The arm printing for Boba is like pretty rare when it comes among the minifigures. I mean, of course, we have the classic Cloud City like set that has the original like kind of Boba Fett figure with the arm printing, and that's like $1,200 like by itself now. But then it went to like the UCS Slave One, and then the Cloud City kind of like UCS set. That one also had arm printing. I think the only difference between those guys would then be like the faces. But we got some back printing here, and I always think it's interesting to see like back printing on like some torsos of characters that are like not intended to be seen. Like being that it's Boba, he's gonna get the jetpack in a second. We're gonna put that on him. But the printing is still there, which I think is really cool. And then we have like the top of his like little scarf, I guess, that he wears. There's like some red over by like the little, like on the top of his chest plate where the little lights go. You get the little mythosaur thing there. I just think this is so cool. This is the first Boba Fett I had that has like arm printing. So I really love him extra much now. You have to put a little jetpack on. Jetpack is going to be, the same piece that the jetpacks are. I mean, they've always been like this, so it'll plop that on him. So as I said, it's going to be covering the back of the back printing right there. All right, and then we're going to put on his face. And this is probably one of, if not my favorite parts about him already, is that he's got this brand new printed face with like this nougat like color, I think I see people listed as. So it's similar to the 501st clones, because Boba is a clone, And I just like that there's like that continuity there with the coloring. Like I think it was with the 501st Battle Pack they started doing like that color for the clones. So I think it's just super cool to see this on Boba, and he's also got the scarring there from when he like exited the Sarlacc pit, which I'm sure we'll figure out how that happened in Book of Boba. I can't wait to see how that works out. But just looks so good. And we're gonna put the helmet on. It's brand new printed helmet, like none of the you know, dents or scratches around. Well, he's got his dent still, so now we got his little helmet on. Again, it is a bit lighter, than his chest plate, but it's still got all the regular printings there that all the Bobas do. When it comes to like his little, like the cheeks of the visor and everything, he's got those two little like arrows on the top of his visor there. He's got the little circle there, like all the little nuts and like bolts that are all part of it, including the helmet dent that's still there. I mean, it's a little colored in, but it shows you that it's still visible as it is in the show. It's just an iconic part of Boba. It still remains. And then, of course, Boba also gets his little blaster. I'm assuming, like, throughout the sets, like, his blaster has, like, changed throughout the years. But now it started to be this, like, it's like the kind of agent's blaster. If you guys remember, like, the space agent guys, they were, like, in blue from Lego. And then it's, like, a black lightsaber piece that gives him this blaster. And I could only imagine this might be, like, the EE3, like, his rifle that he uses, instead of just, like, generic blaster that he gets. But here's Boba. I mean, he's looking really good. I really love it. It's probably one of my new favorite figures already. And yeah, so this is Boba. Let's get back to building the set. Most of the body's done. Looks like what we're gonna do now is just the last of the wings and then the guns up front. But while building this, it's very interesting. I found out what those other two stickers were for. Like the small gray one's going to be a little detail at the top here. I kind of jacked up one of them because I think it was like a little askew. So unfortunately, I had to bang that one up a little bit. I'm going to try to block it out of my mind so it doesn't bother me that much. Building this was pretty interesting because like it has a lot of tight like building techniques. Like you really have to like try to squeeze it in there and like over certain pieces and everything. Like it doesn't line up too well where things just plug in there. Yeah, so hope everybody's doing well. I usually kind of just deviate to that question once I've run out of things to say. Yeah. And then boom. So right there, the slave one is complete. At least this version. So it's pretty cool. Wait, how does it do the that's weird. Let me get the box. Is it supposed to be like that? Alright, I guess so. So that's interesting. So yeah, I'm holding it with the little thing. So it's or like however it goes, but and then it comes to landing. That's super cool. I really like it. It's just so cute. I really like it so much because it's like a merge between the anniversary and then the small one, or more so like the UCS one, and then the super small one from the Cloud City thing, because it's got that detail, like it's the more like sleek like design of like the UCS, but it is like then it takes that size in from the other one. So that's cool. Slave one is now complete, and now we're moving on to the little scooter thing that Boba uses, I guess, to just prop it up. We are done. So we're all good there. That's all done. Sticker sheet is all used up. So we're gonna get some more close-ups of these here. I'm just gonna quickly, here, so he's flying around. But let us also do a little comparison real quick. So I want to do that. Here's his little scooter thing, but I think it goes like this. Yeah, it does sit on there. Boom. Okay. It goes like that, because I don't think... No, yeah, he doesn't go there like that. Oh, wait, I just noticed the gun's upside down over there. Dang it. Yeah, so it looks like he sits in here, and then there's like a little green piece in the back right here. So the ladder's going to go in between right there, and then it's going to sit on this, and then it's got a little stand. So that's cool. I think that's pretty nice looking, honestly. Yeah, so let's get some we're gonna do a little comparison real quick. All right, guys. Well, I got my 20th anniversary Slave one out right now because I wanted to compare it to this one over here, only because this is the most recent one besides this one, and it's got probably the strongest similarities just at the moment because I don't have that super small one to do. But let's just take a look at them and see what's similar, what's different, what's better overall. This one kind of flops like that, and I think the carbonite, it can fit in there. You can kind of see, let me angle it to the light, that there is more space in there just so it can get in there, and it actually goes to the cockpit, which I think is interesting in there. So it's like, a nice detail, probably just a coincidental building mechanic. It didn't fall over. We're gonna put it back up. But this one actually has more resistance to it, so you can actually, like prop it up and keep it up like that. When it comes to the blasters, we can see that, the guns, obviously there's a size difference with them, but also on the, the main hull, like guns here, we have just like little blaster things, like the shooters that are in most of the new sets now. Those are in the same place as these little firing, like little green things. So not sure why they're green. That's a little bit of an interesting choice. My phone is about to die. But you can actually fire them from the back of the ship with these little red levers up here, and then they'll fire out and you can like replace them and stuff like that. Cockpit comes off in this one piece. There's a bit more detail in there and can actually move upwards. Like, so if he's sitting, as he is now, be pointing upwards, and as the ship moves up, he'll stay in the upright position. As the ship goes, it'll fix itself. So it's just like the actual ship is. I will say, main difference that always kind of bothered me is that the wings on this aren't that responsive. Is that if I were to move it up like that, one of the wings don't move fully. Or this one does, but the other one does not. It's actually still stuck there. So we're just gonna give it a push, and now it's even as it is. And if you were gonna go lay it down, the wings do actually go back into that resting mode. But I've built the wings like the way it intends you to. I'm not sure why it's stuck like that. It might just be like the kind of building technique. I know for the version of the Slave one that came out before this, by before this, I think it's the one before the UCS one. The one before this probably the super small one, UCS, and then I think it's the 3rd edition. I actually have that one too, and those are a bit more responsive. Like, they're all kind of one piece together, and it's like loose. But I think it's a bit better than, how the wings respond in this one, to where they're a little stuck. And then, yeah, so we also see that on the, red kind of landing base of the ship, I'm not really sure what this would be called, but there is no, like, damage or weathering or coloring or anything like that, no stickers. But on the small one, the new one, there is like these stickers for detail of the scratches and stuff like that. I'm not sure if it's because, this is sometime later after episode 5 and 6 and just happened to be better there, but I don't think so. I think the ship was in the more or less the same condition as it was back then. The cockpit itself doesn't actually move, to be honest, but the wings are definitely a bit more like responsive, which I like, because it just adds that little effect to it where the ship's just going to be rising up and then the wings, shift, and then there it takes off. So I think that's a very nice, interesting plus to this one. Cockpit actually actually has a hinge here to move up. I think it's like the second one to ever have this. Oh no, the third one, because the first would be the super small one, had like a similar piece like this. And this is what I was talking about, where the pieces are kind of like, it is like a tight fit. So we have to like move it a little bit and squeeze it in there for it to close, which is a little like for me. But the super small one, first had a piece like this. And then it was the original Slave one from 2000, had like a some transparent pieces that like actually moved, I'm pretty sure. But other than that, beside they've had the pieces that you just take off of the cockpit, because it's not intended to come off like that, but it's nice that this has it so you don't have to like take any pieces off or anything like that.
And then, oh, I also wanted to add, because I was hoping that when I heard there was a new Slave 1 coming out, and there were leaks that it was going to be like Boba and Han instead of Boba and Din, to try to avoid spoilers. I thought the seismic charges were going to be coming out of the back of the ship. Unfortunately, there is no detail of that whatsoever. The charges do not come out, but this has another similarity with the Anniversary Slave 1, being that it has a little bar where it has just a method of you being able to hold it and like wield it around. So I'm going to just do that real quick. Yeah. So now I can hold it and fly it around and things like that. Not sure what happened to my voice there, but now you can actually like hold it and fly it around. I think that's just super cool. They have this as an addition to it, and then they decided to, you know, continue that in this one. So I think we'll bring it down. Ship's hopefully not gonna explode on me. There we go. But then in the back here we have this one. This one's a bit harder to kind of get though. So you have to like try to put your finger. You have to try to grab a little bar here. There's no way to like you can't really push, you know, down on this end for that one to come up. So you have to pry that out here. And this is it. This is just the little bar you get, and then you can fly it around. And I think just altogether, this one just has a bit better detail in it, even though it is smaller, which is stuff you wouldn't really expect, like something, the smaller version, to have more detail. Like just the paint job I think is super good on it. Like you paint job, you know, stickers, just the detailing and the weathering there. And then this always bothered me. I don't know what this section is of the ship, because this is how it's supposed to be with like the green and everything like that. And you can see that translated right here. It's up to here, but then I don't know what this is for. If that's supposed to be, so like the missile, like that's all like the missile mechanism. Like I don't remember after building it so long ago. But I'm a little confused about what this is about. So that detail kind of bothers me, and it's kind of fatter. I did like the version where it was the first set to have the new, you know, molded helmets and things like that, which I said before is like the more responsive wings. It's a bit thinner. I really like that detail about it. I was trying to tell some people that I think is a bit of a plus, and they said no, like this one's better. I would have to disagree there. But and like even that version has the little side missiles that come out in episode 2 and everything. So I don't know what they're talking about. Anyway. This one also, when it comes to price point, I think was about $120. Now that it's retired, who knows how expensive it is. I think it's probably in the 200s or something. And then over here, this one just released yesterday. This is going to run you $50 for this exclusive Boba. We got Din with his new armor, which is only in a few sets right now. Plus he gets his spear, that's only in 2 sets. And then you get the Slave 1, like a nice displayable like ship piece. Like it's got all little play parts about it. This just came off. Ignore that. All set. So that was just me wanting to do a little comparison between the two, and now that's done, we can wrap this up finally after it being probably so long, and I have to cut this down. Hopefully get it out by today. But anyway, I want to thank you guys so much for watching the video. This is the first time I ever, of course, done anything like this. I hope it does well. Hope people like it. Put in the comments what you guys thought. And yeah, so I'll see you guys next time. And we'll see what we review next. It might be Lego, might not be. So, yeah, so see you around.